Hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing Batman and the Man Who Laughs. Now the unique thing about this graphic novel is it has two stories in it, so in essence I'm actually doing two reviews today. Each story taking place in a different period in Batman's life. The first story is the Man Who Laughs story, which takes place in Batman's first year right after Batman and the Mad Monk. The second story is the Maid of Wood story that takes place after Oxford Down. The reason I say this is because James Gordon is no longer the commissioner. His wife is dead and Barbara Gordon is Oracle. So piecing all that together, you can kind of classify it some time after that point. Okay, with that said, let's get into the first story, and that's the Man Who Laughs story. And this story is essentially the first confrontation between Batman and Joker. I mean, of course they did kind of have a tussle when Joker was Red Hood, but I mean the first Joker-Batman encounter. And it's really a play off the Golden Age Batman, the Golden Age Joker's first appearance, in that he's just randomly killing people. All the people are wealthy people, but he's kind of just randomly killing them. And he's just talking on the TV and he's saying, you know, blah blah blah, you're gonna die at 12 o'clock. Just thought I'd let you know, but 12 o'clock tonight, you're dying. So he's pinpointing all these wealthy people and telling them that they're going to die at 12 o'clock. And so Batman and James Gordon gets all ready with a bunch of cops and they're watching these people, and they still get infected by the Joker toxin, which makes them go smiley and grotesquely dead. Eventually Bruce Wayne's name gets pulled out and he's targeted by the Joker. And he is infected by the Joker gas. However, Batman was able to synthesize an antidote and he cured himself. Finally, the Joker predicts that the whole entire city of Gotham will be attacked and will die. So Batman goes to confront the Joker in their final confrontation of the story. So that's basically the story in essence. A very simple Joker story. The next story, the Maid of Wood story, focuses on the Green Lantern Alan Scott, the original Green Lantern. Now, when James Gordon was walking one day, he found in front of an Alan Scott memorial, or not really memorial, well yeah, I guess you could say memorial, a statue, because memorial is, I said he's dead, whatever. Anyway, in front of an Alan Scott statue, a dead body that says Made of Wood on it. Now, way back in the 40s and 50s, Gotham was protected by Alan Scott, the Green Lantern. Now, he eventually left to go on and do other things, but during the 40s and 50s, that's where his base of operations was. And during this time period, a lot of dead bodies were showing up with the same exact words carved on them, Made of Wood. Now, there's a connection between those words and Alan Scott in that his weakness is actually wood. He never actually told anyone that there's a connection between the murders and his weakness, but it's just, you know, it unnerved him and he was upset. He tried to find who the killer was and he couldn't. Eventually the murder stopped and he kind of just, you know, forgot about it. But then the murder started back up in the present. So Alan Scott and Batman team up together to find out who the murderer is and solve the mystery. At the same time, James Gordon is going out to solve the mystery too. Even though he's not part of the police, even though he's not the commissioner anymore, I think he's just bored out of his fucking mind. Whatever. Eventually James Gordon stumbles on a lead, and he goes to who is the new murderer and gets abducted and held captive. Eventually Batman and Alan Scott meet up with James Gordon when he's captive and take on the new murderer. Okay, so that's really that story in essence. Now, let me get to the good and bad and whether or not you should pick up the graphic novel. I'll do the good and bad for each story. The Joker story, I have to really direct it to two fans, because it's really two fans that read Batman Joker stories. There's the Batman fan that reads Batman graphic novels and really has no preference on the villain, and then there's Joker fans that will pick up Batman graphic novels purely for the fact that the Joker is in it. First thing I want to say is this graphic novel is a little misleading. You figure it's going to be 100% all Joker, but it's not. It's only half Joker. So for the Joker fans there, you guys are going to be a little disappointed. So on to the good about the story. The good is that it's fantastic art. When you see the victims affected by the Joker nerve gas, it is grotesque. Their eyeballs are popping out. The smile is so creepy. but the art is very nice. In addition to that, it's a quick read, and the story moves along at a good pace. Now, it's a very simple Joker story. It's nothing too complex. It's a short story, so it's going to be simple. And it's the first confrontation between Batman and Joker, which is nice because it fills in that empty void that we were missing in between year 1 and Long Halloween. The bad. The only thing I can really say is that the dialogue was a little jagged. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but they could have smoothed out the dialogue a little bit. And in addition to that, again, it would have been nice if they put the whole graphic novel to the Joker story, because again, it is a very simplistic Joker story. It's nice, but it's very simplistic. I mean, it's very quick and very simple. So it would have been nicer if they had a whole graphic novel dedicated to it rather than half. The next is the Alan Scott story. The Alan Scott story is actually, I think, the better of the two stories. The art isn't quite as good, but it's still pretty good. I felt as though the mystery was nice. It's great to see the connection between two completely different superheroes with the Green Lantern and Batman, and I like the themes and the meanings of the story. For example, without spoiling too much, when they confront the new killer, because there's two killers. The new killer is actually the grandson of the old killer, and he blames Green Lantern for everything because his family looked up to the Green Lantern, saw the Green Lantern as a god, as a hero, as an icon. The Green Lantern just basically says, you know, you can think whatever you want, but I didn't want to go out to be idolized or thought of a god. I got these powers and I just want to help people. That's it. When it comes down to it, that's all superheroes are. You look at Superman with all his power and strength, and he's really just a lonely Kansas boy that probably didn't get laid until he was 25. You look at Batman with all his intellect and genius, he's still just a distraught little boy trying to reach out for attention. Well, not really attention, more vengeance, but whatever. The fact of the matter is you know, the themes and the meanings of the second story were very nice. So when it comes down to it, Joker fans may be a little disappointed in this because it's not 100% Joker story, but for the Joker story that they do get, it is nice. Of course, there are better ones like The Killing Joke and Death in the Family and stuff like that. For Batman fans, you'll find both stories to be very satisfying, and you'll find that this graphic novel is worth picking up. It would be nice if they did a paperback rather than a hardcover, because I feel it's not worth the money that it is. But, I mean, it's still a good read. It does fill in the voids between year 1 and Long Halloween for the Joker and Batman, and it's two good stories. It would have been nice if the stories kind of have a whole graphic novel, each dedicated to themselves. But with that said, I will end the review here. Batman, the Man Who Laughs, I almost said Killing Joke. But Batman and the Man Who Laughs, I say pick it up. If they ever come out on paperback, it would be nicer, but, I mean, if you have the money, pick it up. Okay, with that said, I'm going to end the review here. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.